Alright, and welcome back. Here we'll go ahead with part 5 of our Let's Play Dwarf Fortress series. Um, Decided to get another episode out a little quicker this time. It's a really nice day today, so I decided to skip off work a little early, play a bit of game Dwarf Fortress, and then I'm going to be heading to a barbecue. But let's see if we can get this in nice and quick. So, I noticed, I figured out why my dwarves weren't digging out this bottom channel over here, and that's because up on this level I didn't have a downward staircase. I've just recently designated one here, but yeah, so once that's done they should start digging out that new water channel, and we'll have a better way to divert the water from our mist generator. It seems that the dwarves have cancelled digging here. I'm not sure why. Or I should say the channeling, so I'm going to redesignate that. There we go. And to get water into these spots for wells now, it's not really safe to dig underground over here because the water will probably flood in and drown my dwarf. So I'm going to channel up like this and then replace the area with floors. Oh, and I'm missing a wall here for a column, so I'll have to repair that later. You know what, I'll change this designation so it doesn't interfere with that corner, and just X, remove, H, channel, so it won't interfere with where I want to place the column, and I can just place the column right now. And by column I just mean a wall. One square wall. Okay, and now we have water in there. We can place down the floors. Top. And build a well. So to build a well, it's through the build menu, and it's right here under L. And unfortunately I can't build it because it says I need blocks. So let's make a few blocks. To build wells, you need quite a few items. You need blocks, you need rope, and you need buckets. So we'll add a few blocks here, which I'll make out of stone, so I'll have a nice stone well. Let's make 4. I think that might actually make more than 4 blocks, because they might be made in kind of odd combinations, but it's not really that big of a deal. Blocks aren't the most useful things, so I won't worry about it too much. And I believe yes, this area is all done here. So we have our carpenter's workshop here. Let's build a mason's workshop as well, and a stockpile for stone, just to have it a little closer to the mason's workshop. And it's M. The workshop and then M, right, okay. Place that there. And a pile for stone. You know what, I'm going to make that bigger. So I'll remove this, and I'll fill this whole area. And I don't think I want all kinds of stone going here. Yeah, we definitely don't want metal ores going here. And no economics. Oh, well, yeah, we can use chalk and marble, I guess. And we don't want clay. So economic stones are stones that are used either as flux stone, which you need to produce steel, or some of them, like lignite, can be used, I believe, as coal, or bituminous coal can be used as coal as well, and gypsum can be used to produce powder for casts. But we want all of the just kind of other regular stones here. And I'll also increase the size of this wood stockpile too. Why not? I'll just put a second one down beside. Cool. It's going nicely. And let's see if that channel has been dug out yet. Okay, they're in the process of digging it out. Not entirely sure what to do about this floodgate water exit thing we have going here. It's not really going to serve a purpose. I think I'm just going to build a floor and seal this area off. Not entirely sure how to do that without removing the upward stairs. I'm a bit concerned that if I channel, it's going to remove. Let's just try to build a floor. Oh, I can just build a floor. Okay. Hopefully it won't remove the upward stairs. If it does, I'm going to have to tell him to build some upward stairs too on top of the floor. If I can. Pretty sure I can. Because I want to make sure the water flows the right direction. And we'll just forget about this whole thing down here. You know what? Another possibility is I could just go down and just build a wall here. But you know what? Let's experiment a bit. See what's going to happen when that floor goes down. And I will wall off parts of this as well. Scheist, what a name. Put the temporary walls as well. Okay. Actually, I'm not even sure I'm going to need those temporary walls, but I guess there's no obvious reason not to make them, just to be safe. Because my dwarves can walk out around this way, and I'm not going to seal off this whole section here, because the water should just be able to flow off the map without going all the way down like this. Yeah, let's cancel those temporary ones. Yeah, dwarves can get around. Okay, the floor is there, and my dwarves are stuck. Hopefully I can build the upstairs on the floor. And I can't. That really sucks. Okay, there's an easy remedy, though. Just gonna have to dig upstairs here. And then downward stairs here. And now we're unstuck. Where'd that one dwarf go? Oh, okay, he's just grabbing stone to do the construction. I'm gonna have to place a floodgate down here too to seal it off from any enemies as well. The water will form in this one little area here, so only flying or swimming enemies will be able to get over that, because there'll be a pool here, like a natural barrier. Floodgates, and place it right about Yeah, place it. Yeah, it should be good. If there's no one stuck down here. No, looks good. I wonder if I can disconnect a lever from a floodgate. Let's see what the options are here. Link up, link. Huh. Maybe I can't. I'll just link it up to both. Oh, the one at the bottom's not done, so I'm gonna have to wait a second. But there's no reason why I wouldn't want it to have a link to both. The bottom one doesn't really do anything, so it's not a big deal. Okay, is this thing built? I believe it is. So let's link up that top one. And we can finally get everything going. Don't have enough mechanisms. Of course, of course. Well, let's produce a bunch more of them. And I think we're really gonna have to start making some more bedrooms for some of our dwarves, because I don't think some of our recent migrants actually have beds. So, well, seeing as how our miners don't have any tasks, let's mine some more, keeping, you know, same sort of pattern as I'm using for most things. I'm gonna pause and be right back when I'm done designating these bedrooms. Okay, and I'm back, and they are done. So that should be good for now. I made 2 larger ones here, which I'll use for nobles. When we have some nobles that need bedrooms. Because we don't have any quite yet. And let's put down the well if we can. Okay, we have everything we need, so I'll make one here. So I was correct. When you produce blocks, it produces them in multiples of 4, not just a single block. So I'm going to have quite a few excess ones, but that's okay. Oh, and apparently you also need mechanisms to make wells, so I'm going to have to produce some more mechanisms too. There's one more for the second well. And over the sand here, I think I will build, what was I gonna say? Some flooring, so there isn't like muddy sand in this path area. Damp stone located. Over here? Where is it? Oh. Oh, okay. That's just because I channeled out this area here. It shouldn't actually flood in if I remove that stone. So I'm gonna, will it flood in? No, it won't flood in. Seems like a bit of a risky move, but yeah. What's my mechanic up to? I need some mechanisms made. Who was the mechanic again? Let's check Dwarf Therapist. Which I haven't started yet, so get that going for the lazy new pack. And mechanic is Mincot, and Mincot is Storing items in stockpiles. Okay, I'll take away the hauling jobs from this dwarf, so he works on being a mechanic. What to do now? Well, I'll wait till these bedrooms are done, and then we'll do some exploratory digging, because I really want to find those metal ores. Because goblins are going to be coming soon. Well, I think they are. I hope they are. Goblins are a whole lot of fun. And then we'll get this tower done and have some defenses going. Put down the second well. Okay, we still don't have that mechanism. Where are you now, Minkot? Okay, construct mechanism. So Minkot is heading off to do the task. And I can see him or her working right now. I still can't get over how lucky I got with this watering hole here. The fact that it just filled up automatically like that. Okay, that's plenty of beds now. Okay. Put that well down. Blocks Tarkat. And we have enough mechanisms both for the well and to finally link up that last floodgate down there. And be done with this whole waterfall in a dining room thing. Okay, let's do that exploratory mining now. Okay, on this level there's an aquifer, so we won't do it here or on the next level down, for sure not. Let's go down one more and hopefully we can mine safely here without flooding anything. Fingers crossed. So we'll just build one channel straight down like this. And then off to the corner here. And that should take us down into this second biome, this overlapping biome, which I'm hoping will contain some metal. At this point, I'd be pretty happy just finding just about any metal that we can make into weapons, even silver. Silver is actually excellent for making blunt weapons, as I've mentioned, I think, in the previous video. Blunt weapons are great, especially late game against armored opponents. So. Okay, lots of chalk, lots of chalk. And he gave up. Okay, while we're doing that, okay, this floor is almost done, so let's get the walls going. Oh no, I don't want to make them out of blocks. If you accidentally tell to make it out of an item you don't want to use, you can press Z to undo that and then pick what you want. Okay, and we'll need some upstairs too. Which I might not be able to... Yeah. Why did I just build downstairs instead of up and downstairs? I really don't know. Don't necessarily need up and downstairs unless I want to build a nice big tower. Because I could build a staircase on the outside to access the top of this thing. But, yeah, maybe I will build a cool tall tower here. So we're gonna need to remove these stairs, which kind of sucks, but whatever. I have a feeling a dwarf might get stuck up here after we're done this task, but as long as they don't get stuck too long. Oops. They're getting hurt pretty badly. You see, dwarves can be kind of stupid. Like when they remove a staircase while standing on top of it, and then they fall down and hurt themselves. Yeah. Let's see. Dwarven child is fighting. Okay, child didn't get hurt too bad. Okay, so my dwarves didn't get hurt too bad from that. That's okay. And now we can build the up downstairs. Checking through various levels we have. Might as well start work on the smelter and the weapons forge and stuff. Because I will find metal at some point, because I did pick a zone that has metal. So, once you have a furnace and a supply of wood, like there is up here, you can produce coal. And then that coal can be used in combination of ore at a smelter to produce iron bars. So we'll put a smelter down there, and beside that smelter we will put a metalsmith's forge, and that's not in the furnace menu like a smelter, but it's in the workshop menu under F for forge. We'll need one steel anvil and some stone to make that. And let's put 2 forges down. Dyer shop. I want a forge. Okay, there we go. Cool. And we'll put some piles to store ore and metal bars. But we don't have either of them at the moment. So ore is under the stones menu. And then metal bars are under bars/blocks. And we gotta edit the stones menu just to make it so it only stores the metal ores and no other stones. And then we gotta enter the bars and blocks menu to do similar things for metal bars. Oh, there's a thief. And our dogs. I saw it while I was trying to get to this area here. I guess I never did put down the dog guards I was talking about, because I didn't want to use up our ropes. Because I need them for a well. But I guess I can put down the dog guards now. Let's see. I don't think I'll be able to equip my fighting dwarf quick enough to catch this guy. Maybe my dogs can kill him, Well, there's a good chance that this thief will kill the dogs instead. We'll just let it play out and see what happens. The thief's just going to try to run away now anyways. Yeah, what was that message? He may have heard a cat or something. Oh, he got scratched by a kitten. You know what? I'm kind of starting to like these cats a little more. Didn't really do any damage, but whatever. Put down 2 guard dogs. Now, right here. So to put down guard dogs, you have to go build menu, V for chain, and to allow you to put down a chain or a rope. And then once those are built, you can assign dogs to them. And I will be right back. I'm just gonna let it run. I gotta get some more beer. All right, I'm back. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. Okay, let's assign 1 animal here. Assign a stray dog. And one of our dwarves will bring the dog over to the chain. And because animals can see invisible creatures, the thief shouldn't be able to get past that area anymore. Okay. I'm going to put a second dog down too. Fortunately, the puppies hang out here by their parents. And I don't really like that because if the parents die, the puppies probably will too, and then we'll be left with no dogs. So I'm going to stick the dogs in this kind of general animal pen that I have here. Or the puppies, an extra dog, I should say, because I don't want to lose all my canines. Oh, I forgot about that boar that we had in a cage. Let's put the boar here too, because I think the boar will starve to death if it's stuck in that cage for too long. Let's check the status of the lever here. And it's done linking. So we can remove this stairwell. And I don't believe there'll be any dwarves down there, but we'll double check just to make sure. Because it's happened to me a couple times. And there's nothing worse than having a dwarf stuck in your plumbing. And then its ghost will come and haunt you, and it's just, it's a lot of trouble. Okay, yeah, there's no dwarves down in here. Okay, and now let's get that waterfall going. It's been a long time coming, and I'm pretty excited to see how this works. Okay, first we'll do the bottom lever. So to activate a lever, I guess I should say, you go over the Q menu, add tasks into capital P. Oh, there's been some sort of fight that just happened. Let's check it. Oh, Louse Woman. And it fell down somewhere. Probably, yeah, it fell down the waterfall and died. Really got to put a grate down here so we can capture all those animals and fish and stuff that keep on falling down. But one thing at a time. Let's make sure that this floodgate here is opened up. which it has. Okay, time to get the water flowing. And here comes the water pouring down.
Spring is upon us.
Oh, okay, my autosave feature just came in. So again, we'll pause for a moment. Windows has detected your computer's performance is slow. Yeah, okay, Windows, just take it easy. It's just Dwarf Fortress saving a ton of data. Okay, and we're back. Why did that just happen? That is not good at all. Okay, pull that lever before we flood our whole fortress here. Okay, never thief, I don't care. I have bigger things to worry about here. Why is that water flooding in? It is going down. It's going down. Cool, like it should. It's just flowing really... Oh, I think it's just flowing too fast. The inlet is too much to keep up of a pressure, so we're gonna have to change something slightly here to slow down the water flow. Fortunately, our dining room is all flooded and it's gonna be muddied up, which is gonna suck. I think maybe if I hadn't mined out this square here, things would be really good because the water would be coming in only from one corner, not from two spaces. Because that's kind of how I usually have it.
I fished all the fish there are, so still no fish.
Well, at least there's mist. I also forgot to put a grate down, didn't I? Let's make sure no dwarves got swept down here. I think it might also be because there's a floor here. Well, there are some obvious ways to deal with this situation. And I guess the most obvious one is just to make this whole channel down here wider. And that's what I'm gonna do. What a mess. What a mess. Okay, we're gonna have to probably wait till all this water is cleared before anything happens here. Well, at least our tables are still here, even if they are covered in mud. Okay. I'm gonna tell our dwarves to smooth all the stone here. Hopefully I can prevent at least some of it from becoming earth. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to open up this area and make the falling zone a little bigger. We'll build this massive shaft going all the way down to this level. And then we'll mine this whole thing out here. You can't mine on the one square closest to the edge of the map. I don't think I mentioned that before, but so I will have to do it like this to make it 3 wide. Cool. And then to ensure that the dwarves can still walk close to the water here, we'll build some grates and we'll grate off this whole area. So to build grates, you can build them at the Mason's Workshop, and I'll build them at our new Mason's Workshop because we don't actually need this one anymore. And we don't need this or this Mechanics Workshop, and I'll just place those buildings down somewhere here. There's not a lot of room to place them. But I will make some room by removing a bit of these piles. So, put the Stonecraft Dwarf there, Mechanic there. Workshop. Mechanic. And Crafts Dwarfs here. And now we will build 9 grates. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and what about one extra? See how our exploratory... Oh, that's interesting. Even though there was sand up on this level, when we dug down into there, it wasn't actually a different kind of stone. So, I don't know. Might not be another biome, but it definitely really looks like one. I'll build some exploratory channels there, and then some here too, because the stone has just changed. Maybe we can get lucky and find something here. If not, we're gonna have to dig below the caverns to find our metal. Okay, have these bedrooms been designated? Nope. Do that quickly. Oh, look how muddy everything here is. What a mess. More puppies, which is great. Let's see how our turkeys are coming along. Oh, and we have baby turkeys now. So we can open this area up, and I'm gonna move them over here so when they become hens, they can start laying eggs, and any excess I'll just slaughter for leather. So we'll open these doors, and we'll put the baby turkeys in here. And I believe they're called poults. And the way turkeys work is actually exactly the same as all birds work, though I think turkeys are only birds that give you leather, so. And seeing as we just did trade for all that leather, I might as well use it for something. Yeah. Let's make some leather armor for our archers that we'll have soon. So we'll make 3 leather armor, and then I'll show you the other items you need for a full suit of leather protective gear. For full suit leather armor. So you need 1 item leather armor. You need leather leggings, a helm, high boot, and glove, and a shield or buckler. But shields are better, so make shields. And that is everything. And I will just make a couple more leather shields. Let's tell them to process plants. And just gonna verify that they've been processing them by checking what's in these barrels. Birchen barrel, nothing in there. Huh. Hopefully they've been processing them. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're gonna find any iron or on this level. Unless that second biome is somewhere in here. And I'll just build one channel there just to check. Where was the sand? Okay, it was somewhere here. I don't think I'm gonna find anything though. Probably end up doing better on a whole other level. Yeah, it's not gonna work out here. Oh, metal, where are you? Oh! But you can see that the stone is different right in the edge here. So there might be a different biome up here. So, let's dig up. And the stone changes here as well, okay. So, I'm pretty sure that there are two different biomes here. The only reason I don't see it on this level is because they both happen to have what I believe is chalk. Yeah, on this one particular level, which is just kind of like a freak chance. Huh. Yeah, and it does change here too, but I don't see anything particularly useful. Let's see how the tower's coming along. Slowly but surely. Gonna want to have all these walls built before we do anything else. And it seems like our dwarves are starting to place goods just on the floor here and not in bins, so we'll go down to the carpenter's workshop and make a few more bins, which I think is an N. Yes. And let's make some rock pots so we don't have to store all our food in barrels, and we can save the wood for bins and beds and stuff. As you can see, by not using a ton of wood, I've barely had to do any wood chopping at all in this game. Which is nice, because it's just, you know, one less thing to have to worry about. Though I will chop just a bit more here. Just to make sure our stockpiles are good. Oh, I didn't really get too much, did I there? Okay, let's get these. Can we not? Oh, those are bushes, not trees. Okay, that explains it. We'll tell them to chop these ones then. Finish mining off, channeling the rest of this area. Oh. I wonder what this gas is here. It might actually be miasma escaping or something. I'm gonna have to catch it at the right moment to check what it is. Okay, what is that? Oh, they're flies. Okay, well at least the flies are there and not down here where our dwarves are. It's a good thing. We'll probably have mushrooms growing here soon if we don't get the water flowing. Cool, only a few stones here are really muddied up. It looks like the dwarves are doing a pretty good job of cleaning everything else up. But there are a few squares here. Because, okay, those are bloodstone. Yeah, so you see how it says muddy cave moss here? That means there's no longer stone here. So under a moss, There's probably like some sand or something right now. Oh, come on, dwarves. Just find me some metal. Okay, I've kind of given up fighting on these levels. Let's find the next level where the stone changes. Okay, that's this one, and then we'll examine this level. And if we find any like small trace of ore on any of these Z levels, it will tell us that there's probably going to be quite a bit more somewhere hiding on that one Z level. And I'll do the same designations here because the stone has changed to a new kind of stone once again. And okay, and there's another stone change. And I believe this one just leads into the caverns, yeah. Well, usually it's rare that I come across so much cavern space and none of it contains any metal at all. Okay, our dwarf said he can't do something. What can't he do? Oh, you just can't plant seeds because we don't have any seeds for the moment. But that is okay. Not the biggest deal. Fighting. Giant hedgehog falling up waterfall.
Every other day there's a new migrant saying, I need to work, I make cheese, or I grind down gems, or I build things. Well, how many members do you think we need here? Huh? How many? Do you see anything that can be milked here? Honestly, do you think we want to milk a purring maggot or something? Haha. No, go home.
Okay, I don't know if you could hear that, but I tried to turn the mic around. Basically, dwarves complaining about migrants coming that are just having stupid milking skills, I guess. But hopefully, we needed more migrants. This is good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 donkeys, 6, and some other. Wow, we got quite a few migrants here, which is good. Let's get a military going soon. Where are we? Okay. Check dwarf therapist. See exactly what we have here. Okay, dwarf therapist. Wow. That is a lot of migrants that we are not ready for. 26. We only had, what, 13 dwarves before? So it's almost like our amount of dwarves has just tripled, practically. It actually has exactly just tripled. And we have some really good dwarves. Furnace operator, armoring, metals crafting, blacksmithing, weaponsmithing. We have all the kind of metal skills. We got both gem skills. We have like a full set of dwarves, even all the hunting skills all of a sudden. Oh, that was really excellent. I believe these ones here without hauling tasks are children. And we also got some dwarves with hunting skills, which we needed too. And animal training. So we can train our dogs into war dogs. That was really good. Okay, let's find some of the less useful dwarves and make them as additional masons and one miner, so we can find some metal and get that tower done. Okay. We don't want to make this first dwarf here into a miner and mason, because she has good, well, I guess it's a female dwarf, but still, anyway, she has good fighting skills. And we have an axe or two, so she could be a good axe dwarf. Who else isn't particularly useful? Yeah, Asin. I know it's probably supposed to be pronounced Asin, but this dwarf is being known as Asin. And Asin will be our new miner, because he doesn't have any military skills. And miners shouldn't be making cheese or spinning or cooking or dyeing or doing anything else but mining. Okay, and now let's make one or two masons. Okay, so no one else up to Doran here has any military skills. So who here isn't particularly useful? I guess Asmel. There's a lot of ass dwarves here. So you will be a mason, not a stone detailer, because I want these guys to really improve their stone detailing skills before we get up to engraving, so they can produce some really legendary engravings. So for stone detailing, that allows you to smooth stone and engrave, and the skill works differently for both types. For smoothing stone, there's no real quality associated with smooth stone, so it just increases the rate at which they can smooth the stone. However, for engraving, it's directly related to the quality of engraving they produce, so you really want the highest skilled dwarves doing engravings to get those great engravings. Okay, so you'll be a mason, and Cog, you're not particularly useful, so you'll be a mason too. And don't haul. Oops. Okay, and now we have so many dwarves. Let's get this. Let's get the military going, because we're not going to need all of these dwarves for other tasks. And now we're getting closer to 50 dwarves. We might get attacked soon. So, okay. So Blue Noise, I believe, was our axe dwarf. So we'll start the military setup. So, set up a military. You need to make a military commander or a militia captain, and we will make both. I'll make the military commanders are a Blue Noise, so I'll make a militia captain, and the militia captain I'm gonna give make it Zalban here with the Marks dwarf. So Zalban will be the leader of our first kind of archer, I guess, crossbow dwarf team. Okay. So, back to nobles. And under militia commander, let's pick Zalban. And then to actually make the squads, you press M to go to the military screen, and then you go over one of your commanders or captains, and you press C to create a squad. And because this is our fighting squad, like hand-to-hand, we'll do metal armor. We don't have quite that much metal armor yet, just a few pieces we got from the caravan, but hopefully we'll find that metal soon. As you can see, Blue Noise is automatically assigned to the top of that squad. So now we'll make a second squad here for our Marks dwarfs, and for that we'll pick the archer armor set. This is, well, I guess they're called uniforms here, not armor sets. And they basically contain the described armor plus a weapon type. For archer, it doesn't say the armor type, but it's all leather. And then they'll have a crossbow. Okay, and we can pick a few more dwarves to add to these squads. And the way I do that is I go into Dwarf Therapist, and I look at who has what fighting skills. So we'll go to military, and it's a good idea to put dwarves with the same kind of fighting skills in the same squads, because then when they train each other in their own skills, so they'll gain them the fastest. So in our fighting squad, we'll place Ass, and Ass will be an axe dwarf, and then Estan and Mebzuf, and they're both swords dwarfs, and that actually works out pretty well because I'm pretty sure when we were doing the trading, I had bought 2 steel swords, so they're going to have excellent weapons right from the get-go. Let's just make sure that none of these dwarves have any vital labor skills that we wouldn't want to rob our fortress of, such as the metal crafting ones. So we want to check As, Eshtan, and Mebzuf. And we're clear with As, we're clear with Eshtan, and we're good with Mebzuf too. So we'll put As, Eshtan, and Mebzuf in that squad. Do this by pressing M to get back to military menu and going over to available position, and then we just gotta find the dwarves. So As, there's Mebzuf, and I must have passed over where is he? Oh, maybe the dwarf. So if the migration wave comes really soon, you might see the dwarf and dwarf therapist before it's actually on your map, and that's probably why it's not showing up in the menu there. So I'll just give all these migrants some time to actually get into my fortress. Animal has grown to be a stray horse, and since I didn't have any foals, it must have been one of these recent migrants, and that horse must have just grown up right after it entered the map. Okay, let's see if we can assign that final dwarf Estan here. Okay, and here's Eshtan? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the dwarf. It will say, because it will say the relevant skills. So I wanted 2 swords dwarves and 2 axe dwarves. So I have 1 squad going now. And let's find some more marks dwarves, because that's probably the first real squad we're going to make up in our tower.
Best kick the dogs out and assign it to him in case he goes mad.
Okay, before we get to that, I'm just going to explain what happened, because we got a significant event here. And it says that this dwarf, Minkot Phi Ba Lemar, and the dwarf is a dyer, has withdrawn from society and has entered a foul mood. And what this means is the dwarf has probably been possessed by something, and it's going to take over a workshop and try to make a special item. Okay, the dwarf has claimed a mechanics workshop, which is interesting, because I wonder what the dwarf will produce. So when they enter these moods, they claim a workshop, and then they try to produce some legendary item. And to produce the legendary item, they'll need certain resources. And if the dwarf can't find those resources in a certain amount of time, it will go insane. And insanity can be everything from going berserk and trying to kill other dwarves to just going suicidal and walking off a cliff. So let's see what this dwarf needs. It has left the workshop, so there's 1 item it will probably find. Hopefully it can find everything, because there's certain things I know I definitely don't have. Okay, so it's found stone. I have a feeling, since I think the only thing you can produce from stone in Mechanics Workshop is a mechanism, it's going to produce a legendary mechanism, which is kind of weird. Okay, it's grabbing another item. And some cloth. Interesting. Okay, it's working secretly, so while the dwarf works, let's assign those extra crossbow dwarfs, the marks dwarfs I was talking about. And female dwarves are pretty good to use as marks dwarves, because they don't tend to get killed as much as regular hand dwarfs, because you want to keep your female dwarfs alive. Okay, let's check Doran and her labor skills. And she has some trapping, hunting skills, but we have another dwarf that has those skills too, Inef. And does Inef have... Inef has Mark's dwarf skills, but they're not as good. So we'll leave Inef as a hunter, and I will give him a nickname just so I know that I reserved him for that. And we'll just call him God, what's a good name for a hunter? We'll call him Bear Eater. I don't know why that came to mind. With a capital E. Okay. And then Doran will be one of our Mark's dwarfs. And possibly Kel here. And it's not going to be Kel, because Kel we need for weapons smithing. Okay. How about Reg here? And Reg, of course, is our other hunter, but we already have one hunter, so we will make Reg into a Mark's dwarf suit too. So it's going to be Reg and Kel. And here's Kel. And where's Reg? Oh. Passed her up here. Okay. And that's how you assign dwarfs to squads for your military. There's still more to setting up the military, but to get all the rest of that done, we really need to make barracks first, and I'll get to that in the next video. But I'm done for now. Hope you enjoyed watching.